All right. So we are now live with the fifth indie takeover. I had to think about that for a second, like which one are we on now? We have three amazing guests today, and if you are new here, we have Jason with Jupiter, we have Mad Ruth with Soul Tech, with Animaine with Bond of the Blade #1. And if you are returning, then you will recognize Bond of the Blade because you kind of gave a sneak peek about what that was. I think episode 2 or 3. Feels like a long time ago.
Yeah, it was a minute ago.
It was a minute ago, but it was exciting. So I'm really glad we get a chance to actually look at the project today. So we are going to start with Jason, look at Jupiter. So let me get my screen going. And we're going to do a full screen share because if there's any audio, oops, let me disconnect that. I'm the worst with audio and I'm never going to get better at it. So I apologize ahead of time.
It's the weekend. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
It's true. That's true. All right, we're good now. So now we have it. Woohoo! All right, we're gonna put that. Let's do this. There we go. Okay, so now we see this. So this is Jupiter issue 1, and it's on Indiegogo. And I have seen this around and is on my list of comics to get, which is ever growing list. I swear. I'm like, give me a break. I just need to buy all these comics like today. But this
it's a good problem that there's
Yes.
so many good books out there right now.
I know, and this is like, I think it's at the top of my list now as I'm slowly getting through it. But this looks amazing. So first, I want you to tell us about the project, and then we'll look at the trailer and everything else you have going on with it.
Well, thank you. So Jupiter is the other kind of OMAC. It's the one-man anthology comic. It's in demand right now, and actually I'm hearing it.
Oh, there's an echo. All right,
Yeah.
let me.
Wasn't sure if it was just me.
Maybe it's.
I thought you were going for that space effect.
Sorry.
Extra epic.
I think I know what it is. Ugh, this darn thing.
Test for echo.
I know. All right. Let's try this again. I'm like the worst. Okay, no echo.
Test. Nice.
We're good. Okay, we're good.
Good job. So Jupiter is the other kind of OMAC, not the one-man Army Corps. It's the one-man anthology comic. It's 40 pages full color, and it's me doing an ongoing story plus short stories and some backup features. There's even a pie ad in there, so I just have like a lot of fun with the project. The campaign finished last year, and from the launch of the campaign to fulfillment, it was 110 days. So people got the books very quickly. So the book is in demand. If anybody puts it, if you're interested in this book, you put in an order. It ships the following day. It's only $5 shipping and handling for U.S. backers. So 40 pages, full color for $13. Now, the main premise of Jupiter is that, in my opinion, a lot of the mainstream comics they're overcrowded. There's like literally too many superheroes, like X-Men, Avengers. They just stand around talking and they don't do anything, right? So I wanted to take my love of comics and like do superheroes the right way, where they're special. When you think about Superman, he's special because you've got Jimmy Olsen, Perry White, and Lois Lane, who are just normal people that look up to him, look at him in the sky doing things, and there's a frame of reference. So in the world of Jupiter, there's no superheroes except for the ones that exist in the comic books, and this family is they're dealing with a family tragedy. They go to a cabin to kind of get away, kind of do a reset on their lives. And in this otherwise normal world, a hole in reality opens up. And as you can see here, there's a revolution in a neighboring dimension, like smashes into this otherwise normal world. This sets off a chain reaction by which that young lady right there, Brenda, she's going to become her world's first, only, and greatest superhero. And you're there for the journey, for the adventure. She's at a crossroads in life where she's unhappy with her family situation, not due to like abuse or anything like that, but there's a lot of sadness in the family. I'll be going into the backstory of like why they're in a grieving process, but she wants to run away. And at the end of this issue, everything rips open, and subsequently issue 2, which I'm working on right now, she suddenly has the ability to run away, to go anywhere, never have to do homework again, never have to grow up, never have to get a day job, never have to deal with her family issues. But that same ability that allows her to potentially run away from home is also going to give her the ability to defend Earth against an ever-growing series of threats. Because as a consequence of what happens in this first issue, Earth becomes a point of interest for a lot of extraterrestrial, interdimensional threats. So that is basically her hero's journey, and you're going to get to join her every step of the way.
That is awesome. I love like the whole like ability that she's like, oh, no homework, no any of this, no responsibilities, but she takes on a huge responsibility of like saving, becoming a hero. Like
it's not very tempting.
Yeah.
And in the second issue, as she begins to get a grasp of what she can do with her powers, there's going to be some very enticing quasi paradises that she could run off to, and you're going to be there, next to her, asking yourself, man, should I just run away? Should I just go somewhere where I don't have to deal with rent and bills and all that kind of stuff? So I'm setting it up so that it's going to be a very difficult decision. But rest assured, she will make the right decision. She will stay and she'll become a hero.
Oh, that's exciting. I like that. And I like I love the colors in this. I remember a lot of people were like, this pink just really makes it stand out. And it does. It just adds a good level of just not mysticism, but just trying to think of the right word to describe it. It just adds a really unique element to it.
So I've got in terms of inspiration, obviously there's Jack Kirby influence, and there's some good like Bronze Age comics, but there's also some underground comics and some French 1970s comics like Mobius. So I wanted the other world that impedes on the normal world. I wanted it to be drawn. I wanted to draw it like a John Buscema Conan comic, but I wanted it to be colored psychedelic. And the pink, I think the pink helps create that psychedelic trippy aspect.
It definitely does. It definitely does. I love it.
You said the magic word trippy. I was just about to say. Yeah, I think the word you were looking for, Missy, is trippy, because I'm tripping balls right now looking at this, but in a good way.
Yes, in a good way. Like it really takes you to another dimension type thing. It's like, okay, this is definitely otherworldly, which is
speaking of trippy. Scroll down for a second or two. Yes. There's a page you might like if you like trippy. Keep going a little bit further. A little bit further. Is it in there? Oh, I guess maybe. Keep going down. Maybe it's.
Okay.
There it is, right there. So if you like trippy, now I actually did an animated clip of this, but this is just so the beauty of not having an editor and the beauty of having 40 pages in which to work on is I can do whatever I want. And so this right here is just a 1-page little strip, 6 little panels that create like an endless, infinite loop, and so I had fun drawing this, and then I got to animate it and put it in one of the trailers. Just
every time I see the animation, it is so hypnotizing. I love it, and I like how you can even just the 6 panels. You know what's happening, okay, and you connect the dots where it's like, oh, it's a loop. It looks like a loop, So I like that. This was really well done, and I like how it's just very barren and spooky. I love that. I love spooky stuff, and
you can see there's that Jack Kirby inspiration in there. So the premise behind that is that in this normal world there aren't superheroes, but there's superheroes in comic books. And in the world of Jupiter, this is a bit of my world building. Jack Kirby, he and Joe Simon had a comic book company called Mainline Comics in the 1950s. They published 4 titles. In the world of Jupiter, their distribution never fell through. So Jack Kirby continued to do his own comics under the Mainline banner in the 1950s onto the 60s and 70s. And because he never had to go work for Marvel or DC, he profited and did well based upon doing creator-owned work, which is kind of a happy ending that I think we all kind of wish that he had. And also because he didn't go work for Marvel or DC, all those crazy, goofy ideas that he came up with in the 60s and 70s, he put them in this Captain Kleinbottle comic book. So I get to homage Kirby, create an alternate happy ending for Jack Kirby. But then this character, Captain Kleinbottle, is a touch point for my character Brenda as she incrementally, because to become a superhero isn't a logical decision. It doesn't make any sense, right?
Right.
But Captain Kleinbottle is going to be there in the background as she leapfrogs from one decision to the next until she becomes that hero. So I have a lot of fun being able to do the world building and mix up the art styles, and it's a lot of fun.
I like it, and I like all of this looks neat. This looks like something that I would definitely pick up too. Like I love this. So is this going to be part of her world as well?
Yeah, so that right there, that character is Freefall. He's one of the he's on the same team as Captain Kleinbottle. You'll be seeing more of him. There'll be a 4-page Freefall strip in every issue of Jupiter as a little palate cleanser dessert piece, and he's my answer to Spider-Man. He's my teenage hero who doesn't get any respect, and you're gonna see. And so there's going to be a 4-page strip in every issue of Jupiter, maybe 5 pages in some cases, but you're gonna see his ongoing story, but then also the Captain Kleinbottle story in issue 2. Freefall is going to be there fighting side by side against a very very strong threat, and it's just a fantastic street level character. Spider-Man never gets any respect, and he's a lot of fun.
I love street level heroes. Characters are like my favorite. So I love the art in this. Like is so it's different and it has different styles to it, and I love that. I'm an artist, so I love seeing this, and I really like. It's got that pink undertone, like Animaine said. It's got that nice trippy look to it, and I love this. So I like how so I'm guessing every style is like a different short or a different story. Okay.
Yeah. So the trippy stuff is that alien world that careens into the normal world. The Jack Kirby stuff is her reading the Jack Kirby comic books in the world, and then the strip with like that house, the house in the hourglass. That is a like a backup strip. So I do this thing called Placebo Addiction, which is like a cubist comic strip. So this is some of the back matter, some of the backup features inside of Jupiter. So what I'll do is I'll adjust my art style to fit the needs of the story, and it's a lot of fun.
That is awesome. So real quick, we did get a $10 super chat from Frost Comics. Thank you. Yes, Animaine is back. Thank you for the super chat, and thank you for stopping by. John A. Douglas is here. Awesome. Hail.
Shout out.
Got Belmont. Yes. Hello, Belmont. Happy Sunday. And yes, motherfucking Animaine.
So Missy, even though Belmont's part of the Cool Ranch crowd, I sure hope you still appreciate him as a creator.
Oh yes, he's actually been a guest on one of my indie takeovers, and I hope to have him back on with his new project he's working on with Hojo.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of fun.
I know. I saw that. I'm like, this is the type of comic I would see and make sure no one's watching me buy it, because this is like that type of humor I know no one else is gonna like but me and my family and friends circle. I have to check that out. And yes. Okay. Yes. One day. Oh yeah, you're a Jupiter supporter. That's awesome. Thank you.
Oh,
I gotta find my coin in my Legion of Mean card.
So one of the we had stretch goals on obviously Jupiter's in demand, and one of the stretch goals was an official Legion of Memers license to meme. This you need to have this in your wallet or your purse to clear any meme checkpoints. Deal with the meme, please. And when I did this last year with the Legion of Memers, the comic books come from cartoons and from political cartoons, and there's something very egalitarian and populist about being able to make fun of people in authority. And so the roots of comic books is rooted in the same mentality of doing memes against people who are in authority. And so I said, you know what, we need to join forces. Now I had no idea the level of craziness and censorship that would be happening. So everybody, you do need the license to meme. So you get this for free if you back Jupiter.
So I have a question. Can you buy the card like on its own if you have people you want to give one to?
If you send me a message, I can put an extra one in there.
Okay.
But no, you get one with each issue of Jupiter.
Okay, gotcha. Sounds good. So I'm like, my brother's been on this meme kick lately, so.
Yes, if you put in an order for Jupiter and you ask nicely, I can send you 2 cards.
Okay, sounds good. I do get paid Fridays, so
nice. So so I'm making the rounds because I am working on Jupiter issue 2, but I figure, you know what, I want to get issue 1 up to 10K. That way there's more people that are interested in the story, more people looking forward to issue 2. It'll help with marketing issue 2. So that's why I'm kind of making the rounds, giving this last little push to get up to 10K.
Close. You are at you're almost at 9,400. Yes, that is awesome. I'm really hoping
it's doable.
I think it is very doable.
Now, I know people are worried about being able to buy eggs and buy gas nowadays, but I figure if I keep at this, I will be able to hit 10K.
I think so. I mean, that's a really good price for $13. I mean, we can sacrifice a little bit, some eggs for a couple months to grab the Jupiter. I think we can make it.
Well, I went to the gas station the other day, and I just got like a 24-ounce like Diet Pepsi, and it was like $5.
Oh my god,
it's crazy! It's crazy out there, people. So count your pennies, but if you're gonna splurge, vote with your dollars. Back a good book like Jupiter.
And everything on here. This is where you splurge, and you will not be disappointed. Everything these guys have is it's worth it. It is so worth it. And I see her reading the comic, so that's awesome.
Yep, that's a lot of fun.
I like that different dimension you have in this, where she's reading the comic, and then you get to see what she's reading, and then you get to see what's happening with her. I love that. This is the cover. Awesome. Indie and unique. And this is another. I love the texture on this too. It's got that old paper, like the old paper texture, the newsprint.
What I do is I was playing with trying to fabricate the newsprint and the lithography, and I work with my printer, and I had them print on an Indigo 7800 some test sheets. I went through 3 iterations playing with the different dots. I'm basically mimicking the Bronze Age Marvel 32 color palette, but I'm getting like the dot effect. And I went through 3 iterations of test prints to kind of really just adjust it. Because the trick is to when you look at it, you need to be able to see the dots, but the dots can't overpower the colors or the line art. And I'm very pleased with what I've been able to get, where I've been able to get it. And I look forward to doing more of these Jack Kirby vignettes and every issue.
Yeah, this looks fantastic. Like if you had told me this was recent, I probably wouldn't have believed you. If you just gave me this image, I didn't know who you were. I've been like, no, that's not recent. No, you did a very good job getting that effect. All right. And there's the placebo addiction. So if you didn't see this before, this is the really cool. I think it's spooky just because it's a house in the middle of nowhere. Excuse me. And it just looks like, it's a nice house, but there's nothing around it. And it's got that. I just love this hourglass thing. Just so cool. And then we got the postcard. Is this just like the campaign add-on? Awesome.
Yeah, I should probably disable that because I'm not offering that anymore. I sold out. I think I need to edit my Indiegogo.
It's okay. I just was sharing my campaign. I'm like, wow, I should add some stuff and change some things because that's not where things are anymore. It happens. No big deal. I got the challenge coin, which is awesome. I love that people are doing these. I remember a while ago, I was like, I think about doing a coin. And then people were like, oh, no one likes those. I'm like, how dare you? This is like the coolest thing to have,
I love the challenge coins and I like the metal bookmarks because I imagine like 1,000 years from now, they're doing like archaeologists are in North America and they're going to find this stuff and they're going to be, what the hell is this? Because I mean, I just love the idea of something being metal and being here like 10,000 years from now.
Well, not even that. Like when you think about like who gets it, and then people's kids are it's going to like age everybody, like or grandkids, and they pick it up. They go, "Oh yeah, remember this?" And it has like a whole like history behind it, and it's just neat to have. You know.
So I've like mine. I've had mine in my I have it in my pocket every day, and this thing I've been carrying this around for like a year and a half, and it's still in great shape. So these things are sturdy as heck.
Oh yeah,
they're great.
Yeah, that is awesome. All right, so if you need a challenge coin, is that still available then?
No, I gotta. Okay. Well, I should probably go in. I've got more. I think I need to add it on there.
Well, what we have to do is just wait for Jupiter too.
Yes.
There we go. And then we can get more challenge coins. Oh, this is so cool. So if you are really interested for different stories and everything, definitely check out Jupiter. This is such a good deal though. Full color for $13. And you currently have the retailer tier available and the Thunderbolt tier where you can get your Legend of Memers card. And this is the back right here, I'm guessing. Or is that a second card? Okay.
That's actually, you also get a Captain Climb-Bottle fan club membership card.
Ooh.
And Captain Climb-Bottle, he's that Jack Kirby character. He's dislocated in time, so the time on the fan club runs backward in time.
Oh, that's so cool.
And then on the back of the Captain Climb-Bottle fan club membership card is a very important message, something that you should keep top of mind in these crazy times. Captain Climb-Bottle and I myself, we want you to know that if you're not part of the problem, you are actually the solution. So there's people out there that are telling you that you shouldn't be reading comic books, playing games, taking care of your family, working hard. That's a fool's errand. And that just by living, in fact, there's people out there saying you shouldn't even have kids anymore. The simple fact is that if you're taking care of your loved ones and you're working hard and having fun, you're living life right. And the people that are burning down cities, being a buzzkill, they're actually the problem. They need to be more like us people who are normal and healthy and productive members of society. So Captain Climb-Bottle wants you to know that if you're not the problem, you're actually the solution.
I love that. I like that message too. Like if you're taking care of your family and you're happy and you're doing what you need to do, that's a good message to have. I think more people need to hear that because I think
could be comic books, could be video games, could be whatever hobby is.
Yep.
If you're working hard, taking care of your family, you're living life right.
Yep, that is very true. That is very true. Oh, I love this. So let me put this in the chat here, and then we'll take a look at your trailer. I'm gonna have to change the audio, so you're gonna see this disappear for a second, and I'm gonna have to actually let me see. Screen share. Let me do this. No, it won't work. Okay. So I'm going to have to mute everyone to make sure there's no feedback because I haven't figured out how to avoid the feedback issue, unfortunately. So give me 1 second here. We'll get that trailer going. Screen share. Screen audio. Okay. I'm going to mute everyone. Mute.
There you go. That's the infamous trippy house in the hourglass. It's a fan favorite. People love it. Thanks for showing the trailer, and I hope people take a look at Jupiter and check it out.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I might have to go grab that, man, because listening to you talk about it was already hooking me, but that trailer, it sold me, man. Look, when
Thank you, sir.
when it jumped from, like, everything had its own little vibe, and like we're in this like epic space Jack Kirby-esque fantasy, and then it hard cuts to smooth jazz, and it's all Dr. Seuss and shit. I'm like, yeah, I might need to go ahead and get this. This is insane in the best way.
Thank you. Insane in the best way. I love that as a blurb. Thank you, sir.
It's a fun read too, because as soon as you read it, you want to read it again. Like,
love that. And look, when you do the trailer for the next issue, you can quote me on that. Insane.
Right. Nice. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Missy, did we lose you?
Yeah, maybe it's the mics.
Nope, I forgot to unmute myself, so I was sitting here like, yeah, I love this, and no one can hear me.
I thought maybe you got caught in the
yes,
loop.
I got stuck in the loop. I'm just in the hourglass.
You know, I had to deliberate how many times I looped it, because some people are like, you should have looped it more. I'm like, nah, I want you to watch it again versus keep looping. Hey, Vulcan. Vulcan's great.
Frosted John, yeah. Yes.
The whole chat's great. It's full of
I know. Thank you guys for stopping by. I'm excited. So we're going to go over, before we go to Soltech, just want to say again, thank you, Jason, for allowing us to look at Jupiter and taking a look at all the great things you have going on within the comic. And if you guys didn't know, we're trying to get it to 10K before the end of the year. That will help fund Jupiter 2 and the ads and stuff, which I'm actually really excited to see how that's going to look, because it looks awesome now.
That's a big point for pretty much all creators. I think if you can hit that 10K figure, that's like a successful campaign.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I'm over here like tiny. I'm like, yeah, I earned $100.
And I'm about halfway through issue 2, and I should be putting out like one of these a year, and then as I get closer to retirement, it'd be more a year. But this is I believe that Jupiter is a good book to jump on now, because I'll be here for years to come, and I'm very excited about the twists and turns and the cliffhangers that are on the horizon. So I hope if it struck a chord, please check it out and join me on this journey.
Yes, and it's nice to hear we have Jupiter 2 on the way already. I love hearing that. So don't miss out. Just don't. All right. So we are going to jump to Soltech by Mad Ruth.
Yes.
So I'm excited for this, because this is another thing I've been watching. I'm like, I get to see all the projects that are on my list to get. So this is on Fund My Comic. I'll drop it in the chat.
Thank you.
And we are a very big fan of Fund My Comic on this channel. I think most of the campaigns are Fund My Comic, which is fantastic. I am a huge supporter of alternative and indie, and
this was actually the second. So. This was the second campaign ever to launch on Fund My Comic after Luke first launched Hybrids, and then this was number 2. So a lot of the initial experimentation with the site and test stuff, a lot of that was done with my campaign.
Wow, that's awesome! It's actually kind of cool, like a really unique bragging right.
Yes,
you got to be like, yeah, I influenced the website,
Well, no, it was Luke's a good friend of mine, so.
Okay, gotcha. He's a great guy. I love Fund My Comic, and I can't wait to see where this goes. Like, there's so much good stuff on here.
Well, it's just taking independence. Like, the whole point about creating for me was, being independent of the mainstream and sort of just doing our own thing, free of any oversight, free of anyone trying to influence me or tell me what I can or can't do. Because I was in the military for 26 years. I joined like way back in 1995. And then I spent a couple tours in Afghanistan and Bosnia as well. So I always was a comic book reader since the early 80s. I started with like G.I. Joe and Miami Mice, I think, were like my first 2 comic books. And then Transformers, heavily influenced by the Image Age. So McFarlane and Liefeld, very much so. But everywhere I went, I would have a fistful of comics wherever I traveled. Notoriously, I was picked on by my fellow soldiers, and then later, they would be bored and they would say, "Hey, can I read one of those?" Very same people that gave me a hard time. It's just the way it is. Yeah. So, going back to like the early years, about 13 years ago, I just dreamed this concept up as like a fly on the wall, trying to imagine where humanity would be 6,000 years in the future. And in the military, you have a lot of time just sitting around, nothing but your
Downtown. Yep.
keep company. Like I'd even be sitting on a hill for a couple days, or 2 or 3 days sometimes by myself with just rations. So, it's just with that idea alone, I wanted to take everything I loved about science fiction. So to take everything that everyone knows, obviously you'll see it's influenced by like Star Wars and Star Trek and the Borg and Aliens and Escape from New York and Planet of the Apes. Like everything I love about science fiction to some degree, I've taken it together, but I've created my own unique hero's journey set in our solar system. So it's not some distant world. It's actually an extension of Earth, but it's far enough away that like 6,000 years in the future, it's far removed from where we are today. And from there, basically, I needed a reason for my band of misfits to come together. I came up with all these different characters that I thought were very cool. So I had a war with artificial intelligence, but they didn't defeat humanity because that would end the story. So I needed a reason for there to be a truce between organic life and artificial life. And then that led to a great galactic conspiracy to keep organic life in one solar system isolated from organic life in another system and keep us not in communication or away from direct contact. And it's just this conspiracy that starts to unravel. So essentially, my band of heroes that kind of get used as pawns because they're being exploited for these reasons. My main character, Dexter Barrow, he's like a war hero, fought against the artificial intelligence, so he knows how evil these are because he spent years fighting them. Misha Atsu, she's like the heir to the show. She's like the shogun's daughter, and she was framed because she also worked on spaceships to travel outside of our solar system. She was framed as a terrorist, or and in any case, Dexter's hired to assassinate her. But then they all get together and they begin to unravel the story in this great conspiracy. And yeah, the story just continues to evolve from there. I'm sorry, I'll give you a chance to speak.
Oh no.
So I've read the first 4 issues of Soul Tech, and he's like, you can tell he's got great world building here, and it's not just like exposition. It's not fluff. It's like organic. Everything makes sense and it connects, and there's some cool takes on it. Like there aren't aliens, but there's accelerated evolution of like gorilla guys and stuff like that, and those like the Wookiee guy. But what's happening with Soul Tech? There's 2 things I want to say about Soul Tech before I give the mic back. The first thing is that issue 4 has the best choreographed comic book sword fight I've ever seen. Going back to like the Silver Samurai and the X-Men, going back to Frank Miller, there's been some great sword fight scenes. Soul Tech issue 4 has the best freaking sword fight scene I've ever seen in comic books. And then second of all, if you do the catch up on Soul Tech, pick up the first 4 issues. Things are beginning to hit critical mass. Like he's done his world building, and now shit's getting real, and it's getting like you can tell things are going to start to like really start. The rocket's going to take off. So it's a perfect opportunity to get caught up and join him before he kicks off issue 5.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I love that you're able to like as a reader, like, yes, this is amazing. That is like.
And it's
I
not
was
going to
sold
go
already, but that really sold me.
And it's not going to go forever. Like I envisioned the entire story from start to finish, so I know exactly where it's going to go. I was going to try to do it in 3 trade paperbacks originally, but those have a high price point for sale. And as you know, it's much easier to produce floppies than it is to do, and you can bring the goal down. So as a result, I'm now basically working on what would be the second trade, which would be issue 5. I'd be working on the halfway point. I want to do this in 9 issues, and I know I can tell the complete Soul Tech story from there, from start to finish. And it is going to be one crazy helicopter ride, because it literally is that brainstorming of trying to answer, why does life exist? Why haven't we been able to talk to other solar systems? What is out there? What is the reason why everything, it's all those philosophical questions try to get answered too. And then as my characters descended this nightmare. So, yeah.
I like that. I love sci-fi stories, and I really like the premise of this. And I love that we have a really good sword fight to look forward to.
Yes.
I'm a sucker for a good action.
And it's got more than
So-
just one hero. Like it's all of them have a story. I put just as much work into Dexter's character as I have into Mishatsu's character, and very much like you can tell they all need each other in order to be successful. So,
This is such a cool shot. You guys are just crazy with these pages. I love
Yes.
this.
I'm looking forward to, like I already talked to Gonzalo, so he's also floating around. I'll give him a bit of a. You talked about Hojo and Belmont. He's sort of helped with the colors. They needed a colorist temporarily, so my artist see the colors here. He's helping them as well for a little bit for a few pages. But I've already got a hold of him, and we're going to resume production in January on issue 5. So
awesome!
my whole team knows that I will start issue 5 very soon.
That's exciting. I love that you guys are like, we're next issues are coming. That's such a, like, from a customer standpoint too, that is really comforting to know that the creators are not just like, yeah, I don't know what's happening after issue 1. No, you've already got the next ones going.
Yeah.
Like, you have a lot to look forward to. And I love that. Like, when I buy stuff, I love knowing I have more to look forward to.
And I really can't thank enough just for getting the opportunity to just tell my story and to watch it. And those that have backed it, thank you so much for your support. You really are making this possible, because it is all about paying the creative team to just keep this going, to tell a complete story. So thank you.
Yes, and it's supporting independent creators is, I can't think of anything better to do. I really can't. I mean, it is the best thing you can ever do.
Can I piggyback off the point you were just making, Missy, about the importance of letting everyone know that more is coming? Like, I can say that about both you guys. Like, hearing you say, oh, okay, well, this is what's going on for issue 1, and we have this going on for issue 2, issue 3. And I even saw when I went to the campaign page for Jupiter that when was the funding reached? In 2000 and last year, 2023?
Yep.
Right. So you just have this ongoing and it's still funding, and you're still like, okay, well, this is what's coming next. And then we're over here with Soul Tech, was it? I'm sorry, this is
Yep.
I'm
Sorry.
the new kid on the block when it comes to this for right here. But yeah.
Okay. Soul Tech.
Yeah, you've just been just killing it out here, but you're already saying like, yeah, I have the end in mind and it's already envisioned, and that is something, unfortunately, that we don't have enough of, I think, in the indie space, of like a good creative plan as well as a lot of follow through. But seeing you guys be consistent with that, even back with the meme card thing, like that's so dope, because it says not only are you telling your story and you're selling your product, but you have like a community aspect and you're building like your own cultures around the books and everything that comes with it. So that's really dope to see.
Yes.
Craig says Soul Tax can be 9 issues, but the people are going to want more. He's going to be doing this one for.
I know.
It's going to be one where it's a series finale, and then hey, the people wanted it back, so here we are.
He'll finish Soul Tax. He'll finish Soul Tack, and then he'll do a combo with the Canadian Mounted Police, and nobody will buy it. And we want Soul Tack. We want Soul Tack. And he'll go, all right, I'll bring
my version of Howard the Duck. Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah. Hey, I'd give it a chance. I love this page, by the way. This is
good.
Just beautiful. Like, this is up my alley. You have no idea.
So my Soul Tack very much is a collaborative effort. So I do the writing, I do the story, but I also do a rudimentary layout of all these pages. And I have shown, like, if I were to pull them, some people even say someday I should take those and turn those into a book. I don't know. I'm not very happy with my artwork. But Gonzalo and me, we very much go back and forth with every one of those pages. Like, I'll come to him with something with 8 panels. He'll come back with something with 5, and he'll tell the story beautifully. He'll flip and invert things in ways I didn't think. Same thing with colors. Like my flatter, sometimes the palette they choose, I'm just happy. So if it looks good, if it looks great, don't change it. Right? You always got to influence your team to contribute and put their heart and soul into it. And very much so, this is one of those books. Yeah.
Everything ties together nicely, especially for the genre this is. It's like the colorist and the artist knew what the ask was, and they delivered it. They weren't going for it just works. You expect for a sci-fi story like this, it looks serious. There's lots of action, so it's like the colors are matching that tone wise. They're not super saturated. They have that nice middle ground, so it has that nice space look. I'm probably not explaining this right. it just works.
if you loved Dark Horse era Star Wars,
Yes.
check out Soul Tech.
And that's very much what I'm heavily influenced by for sure is Star Wars Legacy, Star Wars Empire, Dark Times. Yeah, I read all those series, so for sure.
This looks really. This is just really nice, and I need to, again, list of things to buy. You know what? Christmas is coming. Maybe I should just ask for early Christmas gifts. I think that's what I'm probably gonna do.
I would like to add at this time, though, if there are any creators watching as well, you can DM either me or Jason on Twitter. We also host a show.
Yes, they do.
Friday nights, every Friday, and it's 90 minutes. We'll bring a creator on. We'll share some topics and stories just to get some laughs, and then we'll talk about their campaign.
Yes.
And it's the same thing about creators supporting creators.
Yep, I was on it, and it's a lot of fun. They do a wonderful show. We did
to quote Davy Jones in the second Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm sorely tempted to accept that offer.
It is a lot of fun. They are, I think, what was it? The Picasso.
The Picasso or no?
Yeah, Picasso or no. That was fun.
Quiz to see if you could tell it was a real Picasso or not. And Animaine, one of the quiz paintings I had was basically an IKEA drawing on how to put together a cabinet, and they thought it was a Picasso. It was hilarious.
I did.
Oh my god!
Just I shopped at IKEA frequently, so I'm like, that looks like IKEA, so that's not Picasso.
I did. I like a zoom in. I play with the colors, but it was IKEA.
You did because that threw me off at first, but I was like, no, that looks like IKEA.
I would not buy $1 million art because I'm guaranteed to get scammed for sure.
It's all IKEA stuff. Yeah. Can't be these guys. They are. Yes, they are very affordable. As an artist, I love just getting lost in the art. So if I'm quiet, it's just because that's what's happening. Because you guys.
So that's the one thing is I think we have to deliver. So you look at it, you can get so this book here is 92 pages, and this book is an additional 32. So it's like 140 pages. But each of those pages in that book, we spent a week on each page. It's detailed line art. It's not something that was rushed or done fast. The colors, we spend a considerable amount of time trying to make the page as beautiful as we possibly can, rightfully so, to justify that price point. But those trading cards, I only have about 10 of those left. This is how I'm running out of stock. So if people give back, and then I won't be able to offer them anymore. And then although I don't have any more of the original issue 1, I do have issues 2 and 3 kicking. So I think I did see 2 new backers, possibly.
Yay!
So I will give them some extra issues 2s and 3. I'll throw those in as an additional thank you so much for supporting.
Yeah. These are really cool. I love that you guys do cards.
Yes.
They're just cool. Oh my gosh. And I love this cover.
Yes.
That's
gonna be issue 5. That's the future right there. That's gonna be the next one.
So you already have a cover for issue 5. So you already know. Oh my gosh!
That's this entire costume change as well. So I had more of a samurai outfit, but it was more clunky armor. Mm-hmm. And from feedback of the readers, they wanted Mishatsu to be more feminine. They wanted her to look more, get her out of that clunky armor. Including my artist was tired of having to draw all these ridges and these armor. So
I understand that
we gave her a complete costume change, and that's what it is. So.
I think it works. It's simple, but it looks like it does the job, and it's not. It's designed very well,
Yes, it's high speed. Yeah.
I like
it looks like it too.
Of it. It looks very sleek, and she is definitely. I don't know what she looked like before, but she's a certified baddie now. So
yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Nice. She does have that. Yes. Oh my goodness, I'm excited. So all right. So now that I'm trying to pull myself out of the art, not get stuck in it. This looks amazing, and I love that we have 4 issues to get. And the number 5 is already on the way. I don't know.
It'll only go to 9. So it's not just going to go forever and ever and ever.
Knock on wood. It might go past 9.
It'll keep
There's always a possibility.
My crystal ball says it's going to keep going, but
exactly.
the people have to speak.
Right. Yes.
Hell, how many years ago did Gravity Falls in and they were like, yeah, we're done. It's never coming back. And now what's happening? What's rolling down the tubes?
Yep. I think I like this cover too. I love that you can see the texture, the line in here too, or the dots. Oh my gosh, I can't speak tonight.
But no, Gonzalo, Gonzalo, he takes care of his family farm. He's in Chile. So what we used to do is we would spend all Friday going back and forth until we were happy with the layout. He'd take the page and he'd go to his family farm and take care of, doing everything he has to do. He'd draw his page. Next Friday, he'd come back and we'd change pages and away we go. And we did that from January 2021 until basically January of this year. Was
I love that he goes to the farm to do the art. Yeah. It's a good place to do it though. It's just relaxing,
Mm-hmm.
I love this.
And we're so excited to just keep going.
Your entire team has done a fantastic job.
Yeah, as a creator, having this brief time without working on the book, it's hard. I can't wait to start working again.
Oh. Well, I hope you start sooner than later because I think people are going to really want issue 5. The covers look amazing. The art looks amazing. The story sounds awesome. And I like too that you were able to redesign a character, not just because of your artist, but because, you were responding to, hey, maybe something more feminine or whatever. Mm-hmm. A lot of people,
the feedback of the readers is so important that once I do get all 9 issues, the intent is to actually reach out for additional editing. And how people could say, hey, I wish this had read this way. I wish this had read this way. I'm going to combine all that final input and just refine all the lettering before I put the final nine issues together into one book because I want it perfect when it's done.
I can relate to that. I'm like, that perfectionist.
Yep.
Yes,
I'm excited for that to happen, and it'll be a collaborative effort. Very much, these campaigns are a collaborative effort.
They are. I think I've said this before another any takeover, but it is not an easy task to get others to work well with you, to get a good team where everyone just adds more to it. It is a challenge to keep the schedule, to make sure everyone's okay, to make sure everything's getting done, So I definitely commend all of you for being able to pull that off. That is a job in and of itself. Not saying there's anything wrong with it, just keeping up with it, communication and stuff. But it's paying off for sure.
It does help that I was in the military for 26 years. Sometimes I'd run convoys with 300 people. So that would help. Leadership ability.
Yes.
manage a team and create a comic.
Yeah. Yes.
Now what you're doing is you're reaching back to the creators of old because Stan Lee, weren't all of them in the military? I know Stan Lee was. He was in World War II.
Yeah.
Yes, Kirby. I don't know if Ditko was, but I basically imagine all those guys at some point because they were just born in an era where that's just kind of just what you did. You grow up, you finished grade school, you go to the military because the world was on fire all the time, so you were needed anyway. So you're definitely connecting with the art, the comic book ancestors in that way,
right? And then that's where the premise of the world needs superheroes comes, and then you want to keep experiencing that, right?
100%.
So let's take a look at your rewards here. All right, so we have Betrayal Volume 1 and Arise issue 4. So this is Volume 1 and 4.
So that's the trade paperback. That's issues 1, 2, and 3, and then that's issue 4 with that. So that's all 4 issues.
Oh, nice. Okay. Oh, wow. 4 issues for $27. That is a good price. I know Vulcan was correct that these price points are not beatable, but I always get thrown off because these are really, really good prices. I love that. And the covers are amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Or you can just get Volume 1. It's also a good price. 92 pages. Okay. So there we go. Part 2 of 3, $8. These are the
individual floppies.
Yes.
Yeah, I was saying, I've got extras of 2 and 3. So, I said, if somebody backs now, I'll just throw those in as a free gift with every order. Every order, much like Jason, is fulfilled within 48 hours, and with a tracking number too. So if somebody says, "Hey, where's my package?" I can give them the tracking, Canada, United States. Nice.
So as a customer, you are taken care of. Yes. You get your tracking. That's awesome. Tracking is such a pain. That's awesome. Okay, cool. And this is 12, and then
so I also did a line art version of the same book. So it's ink. I call it the blood and ink version. Anytime someone's bleeding in the book, there's red effects. It's a homage to Frank Miller 300 Spirit.
That is all.
Twin
Oh
City.
man, there was my wallet. I love variants like that. That is right up my alley. Oh my goodness. And it adds a really unique depth to the pages too when you have just black and white and with just a little bit of color. It
Yes.
is so neat.
It's definitely a more violent experience between reading the two of them. The line art version's far more, it's grittier and just that change in atmosphere and tone of reading the book.
Yes.
Makes it darker.
I like that. And you get all three. Oh my goodness. All right. Okay, so here you get everything and the
So
trading cards.
That's the
Is that
only way
correct?
to get. Yes, that's the
Okay.
only way to get the original floppy. Still, I still
Okay.
have 6 copies of issue 1. That's all I have total in my entire collection,
Oh my
including
goodness.
my personal reserve. Like I have 6 copies, and then I have no more copies of issue 1.
All right. So if you are feeling like you need to get everything, which you probably should, this would be the right tier for you. And you get all the trading cards. You get the blood and ink, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And is this an extra print in here as well? Yes.
Yeah, it's 7 books. It's a half
7
issue.
books.
It's
Oh,
the
a half
original,
issue, okay.
basically the Bible for my characters.
Oh,
The
I
8
see.
original character designs, and then bios, character biographies that were put together.
I like that. And any available stickers. Yay. Okay. I'm a sticker fiend, so I love that. These are really good rewards. And okay, so basically, if you're tight on money, that's okay. $27, you get everything, get you prepped, ready to go for issue 5, which I love the cover of already. I'm excited for that. You should grab that. And if you want to splurge, that $80 tier, I think that would be what I would grab. Like this is everything. That is fantastic.
All first
Good
print
price
too.
too.
And I'm running out of those books. Like I really, because I've been doing these local night markets, and I've been unloading books there, which I highly recommend if you're a creator. Like get into those municipal markets, those town markets, and stuff like that. Even though you think, hey, no one else there selling comics, it doesn't matter. People just
Someone will
walking
buy
by.
them. Oh yeah, people
Put a
love
big banner, yes, and you're
people love
willing to
that.
sign and interact with people. I do very well. So
yes, definitely. Ooh, that's awesome. Okay, so we're gonna watch your trailer. And do you want me to stop at any point or just watch the full trailer? Okay.
Yep.
All right, let me take care of this. Make sure I get it the sound because I suck at sound. All right.
And thank you, Frost Comics. Thank you, John. I appreciate reading the chat.
All right, we're gonna get muted and then get this going. Oh my gosh, I love the music and I love that trailer. That is awesome. I'm like, yeah, this song is awesome. And then you have like the nice effects that went with the video. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, when my mic is off because I'm over here talking. I'm like, wow, this is so cool.
Thank you, Vulcan. So thank you. I was gonna say for trailers, if you're an indie creator, Good Stuff Creations does trailers, like a quick minute trailer for a very, very reasonable price. You'd be shocked. So
sweet. It's good.
And he used to do a lot of like he used to do a lot of stuff in the industry when it comes to video editing and stuff. So.
Oh, nice. Yeah, this like I do a little bit of it, but this is like it's so cool. I just love it. Oh my gosh. All
Again,
right.
thank you so much. I got, like I said, 2 new backers. Thank you.
Yay.
Appreciate
That makes
this.
me happy. Yes, that is awesome. So we are at what? You're at 74 now? Is that right? Let me refresh. I don't know if for my comic like is
I was
a
at
live
70. I
update.
was at 70.
Oh, we were at 70. Oh, okay. Awesome. It does update automatically. Okay, cool. I wasn't I was so, like I said, I get lost in the art all the time, so I apologize if I just didn't see that number in the beginning.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for that. I really
You're
appreciate
welcome. You guys, this is awesome. So again, if you haven't already, back Soul Tech today. You can get the 4 issues for $27. That's a fantastic price. 5 is coming out. That will be next in January, you said?
No, I start production.
Start production in January.
But it will come out sometime next year for sure.
Okay, perfect. Well, that's not too bad at all. So sometime next year it will come out, which that will be plenty of time to get through all of this, learn the lore, memorize all the pages, all the good stuff. Like,
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Well, thank you for sharing this with us and letting us talk about it and just take a quick look. And thank you for letting us know about issue 5 coming out next year. Very excited. Is there any other thoughts you have for your campaign?
Other than, like I said, you're not going to be disappointed. So far, pretty much feedback has been overwhelmingly positive. I just know my DMs are always open. I'm always available to the people who've back and ask me questions in DMs. It's very important. Customer service is very important to me. I've had, if something ever happens to your book where you don't get it or it's damaged or anything, you can always send me pictures and DMs, and most of the time I will just send a replacement copy, no questions asked. So,
love that. Yeah. Love that. It's so nice to hear people like, I will take care of you. That gives everyone so much confidence. You have no idea. I love that. All right. So thank you again. And we are going to move on to Bond of the Blade, which I am excited for. And I'm going to get that PDF open. So we're going to look at that as well.
All right. Sounds good. Yeah, man. I am so... I feel like the combination of Christmas Eve, first day on the job, you're about to graduate and you're about to walk across the stage, because I have been working on this book for so damn long. It is not even funny. First, when I first met my artist Goichi Monji in 2021, we did a web comic that we called the Mini Art, which was a 50-page self-contained art to just introduce the world to the heretics, the zealots, Ashira, and all that. And basically, we gauged the reception of that to see how fast should we go into crowdfunding, or should we just put it out there for the world. And we said, okay, there's enough interest here so that we could have a good campaign, right? So the plan was to launch this like almost 2 years ago, and then life happened, and it kept happening over and over and over. And
I can relate.
the small handful of times it wasn't happening to me, it was happening to Go. And so finally this year, I said, fuck it. This is the year. It's coming out. I did need to step back a little bit, and I will talk a bit more about the story and everything, but just even getting to this point, I feel like is a feat of triumph on its own, because I wanted to launch back like last Thanksgiving. And the problem was I was thinking in like when you're in crisis mode and you can't judge reality accurately.
Yes.
I was like that.
Unfortunately, yes.
I was in scarcity mindset. I was in crisis mode, and I was like, I have to launch this before the end of the year, or everyone's going to forget about it, and it's never going to work. And thankfully, I had some good friends of mine, my fiance, who's been just an absolute, just salt of the earth and helping me through this. I love her for so many reasons, but she's often, when my mind gets too much, she can help me be grounded. And she was like, Animaine, people have been following you and been wanting this book for almost 3 years. A few more months is not going to make them go away. And if it does, they weren't that into it anyway, let them go. There's 8 billion people in the world. Find more fans. And also shout out to my man Tyler Carpenter, Draw and Talk he is on Twitter. He also was like, dude, please wait.
Yes.
Yeah, he is a great guy. He was like, dude, you don't want all your hard work to go to waste because you hastily rushed a campaign.
Yep.
Because if you put this out here, especially with the way your mind is right now, and it fails all because you didn't give it the time it needed to cook, it will be crushing. Like I don't think I'm gonna fail with this. I think I'm
No.
confident in the story and its ability to get funded. But if for some reason it didn't make as much money as I was hoping that it would get, I can be all right with that. And I can learn lessons, and do better next time. But it would be much harder to forgive myself if I just rushed it out there, because then I'd know, man, this could have worked if I had just chilled and just waited a little bit longer. And then so yeah, basically, long story short, I got out of that mindset. And Missy, you remember when I was on here earlier this year, I was like, yeah, maybe I'll do it in May. But then I thought, you know what? I done already decided to wait. Let it cool off for a little while longer. Let my life
Yeah.
cool off for a little bit. And
Yes.
that allowed me to get more art done. I was able to get out of a lot of the bad situations I was in that was causing everything to be so hectic. And it allowed me to really sit down. I made a lot more connections. Like the person who did that cover there, actually, if you want to pull up the new cover I sent you to, because
Oh, yep. Let me get that open.
that one is just insane.
You find really good artists. I just want to
Yeah,
say.
that's from a guy I actually found a few, like not even 2 whole months ago, a guy named Cody Conyers, and he does a lot of commissions for like mainstream characters. But I noticed his art design. I'm like, this looks like it would make a really dope cover for Bond of the Blade. And even just the way I put this cover together, I'm proud of, because I'm like, we got Ashira down there with all her wings spread. We got the heretics up there looking good. They're clear. And I was like, you know what? This is so good. And obviously all praise to my main artist, Goichi Monji. But I thought, you know what? We're doing variant covers. Let me see what another artist's take on Bond of the Blade would be. So I just
think
had to go
they
get
nailed it.
done.
I love the style. Like it really, it's different from the interior, but in a good way. Like it adds. I just love how the cover artists sometimes are different than the interiors. It just adds like another unique element to the book,
Mhm.
And they did
Yep.
a fantastic job. I love the flat cell shading to it. It's something I don't normally see on comic covers, which I like it. It works really
Yeah.
well.
Definitely.
I love it.
Yeah. And getting back to the campaign, um I really like how the more pages we started to do, we started to get into a little bit of the different elements of the story, because you see there the heretics. So for those who don't know, Bond of the Blade is my love letter to shonen anime and manga, as well as a lot of different elements of my own culture, things that I grew up with, being a black kid who grew up in the 90s in the 757, who's always been a humongous nerd, video game nerd, anime, and all that. So there's a lot of that influences the book. I mean, obviously, as you can see there with all the chibi characters.
Yes.
And the basic premise of the story is that you have the 3 heroes there whose names are the heretics. They are these 3 martial artist friends who come into contact with the spirit of an angel warrior named Ashira. And she's attached to this sword that's the family heirloom of the leader Shen there, with the little dragon mask on. And they decide to basically mask up and become crime fighters through something called the vicarious bond. So the way that works is they bond with her spirit, and that increases their strength, their speed, and all that. And they also get these superpowers called aura powers. Every good manga or shonen needs a power system.
Yes.
Ki,
It does.
chakra, mana. So mine is aura, basically. And through their aura, they're able to do things that they wouldn't be able to do. When we look at the preview pages, you'll actually see some of that on display, because all the characters have their own individual like styles and attacks. So you can see right there, you have my guy in the black and white. That's Vice. He's like the class clown who's also like the group tough guy in the tank. and
Mhm.
he manifests these wings like Ashira has the wings, and he can use them as a shield. He can obviously
Oh.
fly, and there's a few things he can do that I don't want to spoil because they're like really sick. But he also has a lot of offensive capabilities as well.
Yeah,
Um,
that's like the hardest thing is when you have all this cool stuff you want to share. Like, wait, I can't say anything because it'll spoil everything.
You
That's like
have
the
no
hard.
idea. There are
Oh man.
so much about this story that I'm like, guys, I can't wait to show you. And
Oh, that's exciting.
that actually gave me the idea for one thing I'm going to do as a stretch goal where, I see y'all, you got your trading cards, you got your membership cards, you got your coins, and I'm thinking I want to do something like that, but I want to do it Animaine style.
Mhm.
So I thought, well, we're doing all this fighting game reference, fighting game inspiration, anime inspiration. What if we did like move sheets? It's like if you remember how when you played
Ooh.
video games back in the day, fighting games,
Yep.
it would
Yep.
have like dedicated areas where it would have like some really high quality art of the character, a little blurb about them, quick bio. And thank you, Vulcan Lives. You are dope. You
Yay.
hopefully I'm trying to hit 90 followers because full disclosure, I have not been making the rounds nearly enough to get the word out about this book, but I'm trying to make up for that now. And I appreciate everyone who signs up. I have a lot of cool things I'm offering with the campaign. In addition to the 40 pages of full color shonen style art that
Which
my
is
man Koichi
awesome.
Monji just just bossed with it. But I was like, I have to do these move sheets because I want to, everyone's gonna have their own attacks and everything, their own different styles, and I kind of want to give the people a little tease of kind of what more to expect from them between issues. And it's so funny. I was talking to my friend about it a couple weeks ago when I got the idea, and she was like, Animaine, that sounds like a great idea, but you better make sure they actually do the moves. Don't you send these
Yep.
people these cards with all these cool moves on them and then they never do them. I'm like, you're right,
Yeah.
you're right. But I'm so obsessive about the story that really won't be a problem because like there already exists in the character Bible like just pages and pages of explaining all their different techniques and stuff. But
Yeah, let's look at some pages because there's a
yeah.
lot here I want everyone to see. So we saw this cover last time, which I do love this cover too, and I like
Mhm.
that in this one and the other cover you have. It's it's within a city, and I love that they're action poses. Like I
Yep.
think she's gonna be my favorite character
Oh yeah,
because I love her.
Chance a
She
fan
looks
favorite. Yeah,
she looks like a badass.
she is a badass. But funny thing about her, not to get too much into spoilers, but one thing I really like doing with the characters is communicating who they are with like how they fight. It's a
Mhm.
it's a big shonen, and I kind of guess you could say like a martial arts trope in general of like they're communicating with their fists and everything. So I'm like, I'll do a little bit of that too. So Chant is she's kind of like the brains of the operation. She's like the very studious one. She takes things, relatively seriously, but she's also pretty lighthearted with it. She keeps people's spirits up when things get a little too serious. And I describe her as like the one who wants to hurt people the least. She is a woman of faith. She's a Christian, and she's involved with the heretics because she believes in like giving people second chances. And hey, if I got to kick you in the gut for you to realize that you're on the wrong path, that's fine. But
I like
I don't
that.
want to cripple you and put you in the hospital. I just want you to stop
Yeah.
doing fuck shit out here.
She's like their wake up call to change, basically.
Exactly.
In
So
a little painful way, but
exactly. So
sometimes
like
people need that. Good smack
right.
to the head.
Right, exactly. So where someone like Shen, the leader, is more maybe motivated by justice, or Vice, who can be a little more rough with them because he's just like, oh no, y'all doing fuck shit. Well, I'm gonna fuck you up then.
Mhm.
Chan more like, okay, you're doing something terrible, but there's hope for you. You know, hopefully a
I
bloody
like
nose
that.
is all you need to get on the right path. A bloody
I,
nose and a couple years in jail, and you'll be fine.
yeah, I like that though. It's you don't normally hear about second chances for a villain, you know, from a hero's
Yeah.
perspective. Like, and I guess Batman would be the first person I think of for that, because he always throws them at Arkham, even though a lot of them don't deserve second chances and 20 chances, you know. But I like that. That's
Jason
kind of
Todd somewhere is just like, you son of a bitch.
yeah. But I like that you have a character like that. I think that's really interesting, and I think that adds a really different depth to her character. And I said this in the last one, but I do love that they have different colors. So when they're fighting, you know who it is. Like it's very easily recognizable,
Exactly.
visual, and I
Yep.
think it's I guess that would be kind of you see a lot in shonen anyway, but I like that a lot. And
Yeah,
they're, you know, and I like that
definitely wanted
it's a blue, red,
to
and yellow. I mean, you can't
yeah,
not choose
just
blue, red,
keep it
and yellow.
simple. We ain't got to get
Yeah.
funky. I mean, there'll be plenty of time for that later, but right now it's just the start. No reason to get too crazy. Keep it simple.
Yep.
And definitely, like you were saying, I wanted to help to make them be more visually recognizable in a way that was also visually stimulating, because obviously they all have their own costumes and everything, but even down to all their auras and stuff. And shout out to Jason. Thank you. Thank you for signing up, man. I appreciate it.
I signed up as well.
Oh, thank you,
You
man.
rock.
Oh,
You rock.
thank you guys.
You rock. Everyone rocks. I love y'all.
Love it.
I love y'all. Rock with y'all. But yeah, man, it's just been a joy and a treat, and it's been my own. Writing this story has been my own character arc and seeing it through. And during some of the darker times, not to bring the mood down too much, but during some of the darker times over these past 3-4 years, where I really didn't have anything else to hold on to, this story helped me, as well as my other comic that I'm working on, the Spider Circle, which I'm planning on having the campaign for that. We went ahead and just moved that to next year, just because, you know, me and Rosalind, you know, we have lives and there's stuff going on, good and bad. But you know, we just, like I said, for this one, there's no reason to rush. I'm only 35 years old. Stan Lee was damn near 100 when he got out of here. He was still running around talking about the Marvel and Excelsior and all that. So it's okay if I don't release everything right now. But in some of those dark times, I actually have some posters that I got done a couple years ago, just for my own sake, just to have up in my office. And sometimes I'll be like, man, what's the point of even doing this? It's just this is pointless. Everything's pointless. And I would just look up and they'd be looking at me. They'd literally be there looking at me. And I was looking at them and I'm like, I can't let them down. I can't let the world down. The world deserves Bond of the Blade, and Bond of the Blade deserves the world. And if that sounds a little cocky, that's not my intention. But
no, I know what you're saying.
Real.
As a creator, I know what you're saying. Like, you've been very passionate about everything you've made. I've been following you on Twitter for
Missy's
a years now.
Missy's been here, I want to say, at least 2 years. She's been in my audience, and
and you have a really deep passion for these characters, and and you're taking your time, but it's gonna pay off, dude. Like, you've been working very hard on this, and I cannot wait. And I love this page, like right here. This, I don't know,
that's the money shot, man.
I love it. I love the colors. I love the pose.
Yeah,
this is probably why she stands out to me, is because of this page.
Yeah, that's the money shot.
I really do love it.
When Go turned that one in, I'm like, yeah, there's no way we're not doing this. There's no way.
It's a fantastic. I love her. You have the expression in there. You have that she's doing something powerful. The colors work. It just looks really nice.
Yes, and I love it.
You can, even like from the artist's perspective, you can see each page. He's like, oh my gosh, this is like, you can see his joy in what he's working on.
Yes, you know, I was like, Go drew this whole page with a smile. He was like, yep, feeling myself. He
like gave you that page. He's like, you're gonna love this. I just know.
I think even he said when he turned this one in, he was like, "Dog, this is the best one." He had just shown the flats, and he was like, "Dude, you have to see what I'm doing with the shading and everything on this one, bro. It's gonna knock your socks off."
It really is. If there was a print of this, I probably would get that too. just throwing it out there.
Not to spoil anything, but You should definitely back by.
I'll be
which I
signing up for that
knew
notification. Don't worry.
one.
And
That's beautiful.
and I do love manga and stuff too. I am a little bit of a weeb. I'm not afraid to say it, but so I do love that we get a little bit of that expression stuff in
Yeah.
there because I know it's like it just overemphasizes the emotion and the reaction, which I think is funny. Because usually it's as a humor plot device, which does add like a little extra to the story, and I love seeing that. And then it looks like you're going to be on Fund My Comic and Kickstarter, which is awesome.
Because
Another
I
Fund My
decided
Comic.
not too long ago that I was like, initially I was just going to do Kickstarter, but as you guys have been singing the praises of Fund My Comic, I also know a lot of people who have funded through Fund My Comic, and I checked out their whole their operation, even a lot of the practical side of things, like the percentage versus on the other side they take. I'm like, you know what? And then even their different pricing models of how you can just have it literally just be a storefront. Like, I think that's things that other platforms I've started to see do more. But I think, has that always been part of Fund My Comic? The storefront?
I think, or actually, Mad Ruth would know. I want to say yes, but he would probably know the best.
Yeah, pretty much shortly after implementation. But yeah, that was one of the very first features that came out. Was the permanent. Once you're in demand, you can just leave the campaign up and constantly you can upgrade it. Yes,
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
No, because that was one of my questions. Like, am I gonna have to go over to this place? Am I gonna do Gumroad? Like, how am I gonna have it to be a storefront? Because I don't want this to just be a one and done thing. Like, I'm gonna be selling issue 1, up until issue 2 drop. Issue 1 is gonna be like pushed, and I want people to come in and be able to.
Oh, it's 2 days from now.
Get it.
Oh, sweet.
Even after it's I want people to be able to come and get it even after it's after the campaign's
and
done.
like from a creative standpoint too, it's easier on you to have the Fund My Comic storefront. It's less website mumbo jumbo you have to worry about, And Fund My Comic handles it so well. Like when I switched to that, I'm like, oh, that was easy. Click of a button.
Right. Like they make it dumb easy. Like from everything I've seen, you have to try to not work on Fund My Comic. You have to try. But yeah, I'm really hyped about this campaign. I'm offering 3 covers actually, and if you don't mind, Missy, I'm gonna do a screen share here because there's one cover.
If it lets you go ahead.
There was the original cover. As soon as I find it, here it is. Okay, so this is the very first cover that was done. This was actually a recomposition of one of the very first just promo pieces Go and I did years ago, which I'll probably include in one of the other rewards that's going to be part of this campaign. But I really like this one. It's simple. You got a close-up shot of the heretics. You got a Shira in the background. This was the very first one that was ever done. So that's the main cover. The one that came with the preview cover, that's the second one. And then we got the Cody Conyers one.
Very nice.
We're also... I'm sorry?
You got 3 covers. That's really nice. I like...
Oh, yeah. Definitely. And we're also... one of the things I'm also offering is going to be a concept art book that has... Yeah, because since Go and I have been working together for so long, there's actually like a bunch of different concepts we've done and just the evolutions, the evolutions of certain characters. Like some of these, if you've read the mini arc, then you know who these 3 ladies are. If not, I'm not going to spoil it, but people who've read the mini arc, you know who they are.
So where is the mini arc available online?
It is currently on Global Comics.
Global Comics? Okay.
Yep. The only reason I don't push it harder is because Go's art and my writing are so far beyond what we did back then. I'm like, it's out there and I'm not going to hide it. You can read it, but I would rather focus on what we're doing right now.
Gotcha.
But see, as you can see here, you can see some different things of Shen. Even when we were trying to figure out what was going to be the art style. Oh, shout out to you, bro. Looks good. Yeah. Hey, my man with the mythicals. Let's go.
I know. I have one too.
But you can even see here how we were playing around with the art style to see what we were going to focus on. This is an older piece here. So for people who've been longtime followers of me, this is a must have, because you're going to see a lot of stuff
Yes.
as it was developing, and you'll even see some concept and character design art of
That's
people who
awesome.
haven't even debuted in the book yet, but you're going to get like a sneak peek of what's coming, because there's like one of the things I love the most about Bond of the Blade is it is street level, but it's
Mhm.
also like a springboard of these guys start off saving their city, but it really is their introduction to like literally a whole different world of people, superpowered people, non-human entities, supernatural type stuff. And
Well, it works out too, especially for the reader, because you get to go along on that journey with them. You know,
1000%.
it's like the ultimate beginning. You know, everyone gets to learn
Yes.
right from the get-go. It's not just, all right, I'm the reader, I have to catch up on what's going on. No, everyone's experiencing it for the first time, which is
Yes.
awesome.
And I love that. I love being able to show people that right out the gate and show
Yes.
y'all, hey, there's some stuff going on now, but there's a lot going on in the future. This is how we got here. And also, there's even going to be a vintage poster. And again, for some of the people who've been following me for a while, there's that
Ooh.
one of the posters I was talking about. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and pull that up real quick.
Sure.
I think we showed this off last
seen-
time as well, but
I know there's
we
like
can
so
definitely do
much
it
you
again.
have, and I've seen so much. I'm like, what haven't I seen? And I
There's
just
so
like
much, yeah.
like in a good way though. Like
Definitely.
I've like I said, you've been working so hard on this, and I'm really excited to see that, especially
Yeah.
with the art book. I'm like, do I get to see everything? Or
You
like
do.
I'm just
There's
excited.
there's very little that won't make it into that book. I'm gonna just tell you that.
Awesome.
This
That's
here, this
exciting.
was the first like big art piece we ever did after we had solidified what was at the time, you know, the characters
Mhm.
in their final form. So you can see here how the characters evolve. Like this is Chant. This was her original outfit, which we've swapped out. The way she looks in the preview pages is how she looks now. There's some changes that's been made to Vice. You got Ashira before we gave her the crunchy lines to her locks. So, and this right here actually is Mamba, who is the big
Ooh.
bad of the first story.
I was gonna say that stuck out to me. I'm like, who is that? I have a lot of
Big bad.
questions there. The mask
She is
and
the
purple.
leader.
That's like
Mhm.
that's a really easy way to grab my attention as a mask.
Yes, and I love her. I can't wait to put some more stuff in with her, man, because I love her design. I love her whole vibe. And it's been a trial to hold back because, again, as we've all talked about, when you know what's coming, you can't wait to get there. But you got to remember,
Oh,
let it get there naturally. Just like
Yep.
you shouldn't rush to
Yep.
put the campaign out, you don't
shouldn't
have
rush
to
the
rush to
story.
put all the characters in issue 1. Let
yes.
the story be the story. But yeah,
even though
I'm
it's
super hyped.
Yeah. Yes.
Super
And-
hype. And then there's something I can't show up here. But there is a little bit of spicy stuff. Nothing outrageous, but one thing about Ashira, as you guys have seen, you know, she is definitely in the sexy female warrior category. And since she is non-human, she doesn't share, you know, a lot of the hangups we have about things like nudity in the body and everything. So even though she technically doesn't have a body right now, she also doesn't care about like clothes. So if
okay.
there
So
were a
it's a little
female
bit-
character,
Gotcha.
yeah, it's a little bit
Okay.
some risque stuff, a little
Okay.
nudity,
That's okay. Well,
nothing out
she's a
that's like
goddess, technically,
exactly.
right?
She is a being who wouldn't really be like, oh my gosh, I can't let people see my titties. It's more like them titties. I want to soak up these rays. I'm not worried about people looking at me right now.
Gotcha.
There's a couple things that are also in that realm, but I had to be careful because I'm like,
No,
I've seen
it's
some
good to
books
let
that
people
go
know.
too far in that realm, but I also am fine going in that realm. Like I can dance over there a little bit. I just don't want to stay over there too long.
It's there, but it's not overdone, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I get you. But it's good to know because I know some people be like, "Is this for kids?" No.
Yeah, no, this
not.
ain't for. Now look, I am working on one that actually involves a character from the Bond of the Blade universe, and that will be more of a all ages book. Because
Nice. It's always
I
nice to
have
see
been
those.
thinking, yeah, because I think, you got things that are coming out, and I'm like, I want to have something that anybody can enjoy. Like
Yeah.
I'm telling some more mature stories right now, but I want to have something that the family can sit down and enjoy. I want to have something that people can get their 8-year-old, their 12-year-old. So definitely keep your eye on the horizon, because there will be something coming out of that right now, with a character who's also been very popular among the people who've been
Yay.
following the story. But
Well,
we'll speak more on him when we get there.
yeah, we'll get there. Yeah, and I just want to say
Exactly.
too, I love how the artist portrayed her. Like you can tell she's more goddess, ethereal, just very spiritual because of how the edges are. Like she's not
Yep.
solid. I
And
like
that
that
was
little
another
detail.
thing, because in the mini arc she just had the solid lines, and
Mm-hmm.
she was colored like a spirit, but she had the solid lines. But Go
Right.
just had the thought of, what if, she's a flame, she has like the flame abilities and everything, and flame spirit powers. What if we made her like a spiritual flame, you
I think
know?
that worked out really well. That adds a really nice touch. And I think if you just showed this image of someone with no context, that would click really fast.
Yeah,
Like she's obviously something not human. She's not.
100.
I think that worked really well.
Definitely.
Nice,
It's
nice
kind of like
touch.
how we were talking about a little while ago with when you give your artists free reign to really get creative
Mhm.
and really start doing their thing, and it stops being something where you just need someone to do a job.
Yep.
And that's
Yes.
one of the main things I love about working on these books, is that my artists, they're not just people I hired to do stuff. They are genuinely my creative partners and friends that are
Yep.
almost as hype about my books as I am. Like I was just
That's
talking
so
about Go today.
sweet.
Right. I was just talking
Aw.
to him this morning about a decision that we had to make regarding how we're going to go forward with completing this issue. And he was
Mhm.
like, "Hey man, I really care about this book, and I don't want to compromise it trying to do things too hastily."
Right.
And so, we were talking about a decision that we still haven't decided on, but it won't impact people getting the book. Like they're going to get the book. That's not a question. That's coming. Bond of the Blade
Yes.
is coming.
You guys are a really good team, and I think this is definitely paying off. And like I said, you've been working this for it. It shows you guys are putting as much care and thought into it as you humanly possibly can. Like
Yes.
every time you show something new for it, I'm like, oh man, look at that! You level up basically.
Yeah, it
and
is. It's
and
leveling up.
and I'm very excited for this to finally be launched. I'm like, yes,
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 I just can't
I'm
wait
so
for it to
proud.
get in y'all. I can't wait for it to get in you guys' hands and your inboxes for those who want who are gonna just go digital this route. Because I do know, some
Mhm.
people, they prefer to read it digitally, or maybe they're like, it looks interesting, but I don't know if I want to commit to a physical copy. So there will be a digital tier as
Oh,
well.
nice,
But
nice, very good.
1000% for those who want the physical, it's gonna be in your hands. And I can't
You
wait.
have to get the art book anyway, so
Have to.
just
We got to.
saying. Those are always
Exactly.
the best. I'm looking forward to it. I think so. All right, so everyone watching, Bond the Blade #1. I know we got like a sneak peek last time, a couple episodes ago, but this is definitely coming very soon. Make sure to go get yourself notified on launch. You get a notification the second it launches, when it's live, and then you can get the digital, like you said, and there's a physical. There's gonna be an art book. This is going to be a really fun ride. I mean, I love the
Absolutely.
character designs. I love the premise. Uh, there was a lot of care and thought into the story, and he cares. I mean, it
I
is so
do.
nice. Yeah, he cares. He cares a lot. I mean, every creator that's been on the show definitely cares, and that I like to highlight that because
Yeah.
it's
You're
very
good at
it's not
picking.
hard, but
Yeah.
it's I want to. It's not hard, but it kind of is sometimes when you see the passion from the creators. You don't always get to see
Hmm.
it, and it's so important to see. And because when the
Yeah.
creator is excited, and as like a
The
reader, you're like,
hype just
okay,
flows
yes,
through you.
yeah,
The hype just flows through you. And you're really, I
yes.
gotta say this, Missy, you're really good at like picking guests. Like I haven't
Oh,
seen a
thank
dud
you,
yet.
thank you. I hope I don't ever get one. No, I'm just.
Hey,
We'll be fine. I'll be the dud. I can be the dud. How about that?
Girl, you are not a dud. Shush. You are a bright light and a damn delight. I don't want to hear it.
Aw,
Okay.
Thank you. Oh goodness. But yes, I am excited for this, and I have loved seeing the progression of all this. I cannot wait to see more, and he's definitely got more stories coming besides Behind the Blade. So check this out. He's gonna be on Fund My Comic and Kickstarter. So if you're not a Kickstarter fan anymore, that's okay. You got Fund My Comic. So just follow him on Twitter and everything. Look at that. Got all this here. That's perfect.
Hell yeah.
Just go follow and get notified for when this is live. Now, is it going to be September 17th in a couple days, or probably a week or two?
No,
okay, perfect.
We're still, unless something at the absolute last minute happens. Nope, everything is set to go September 17th. The link for Fund My Comic will also be live at that point. Right now, it's just a Kickstarter, but the link for Fund My Comic will be available on the 17th.
Awesome. So mark your calendars for the 17th. 2 days. Less than 2 days. Sorry, I was like, what is it? 48 hours.
Yep.
We're good. Math in my head. Can't do that. All right. But yes. All right. So that is awesome. I'm going to put that back in the chat here. There.
You
so
rock.
Just in case you guys didn't get it. All right. So definitely go sign up for Notify Me on Launch. I will be doing that as well. I'm just not on the right window for me to do that. But yes. The Blade, 40 pages. There's digital, like I said, and a physical post. There's just so much that's going to come. I'm excited. I really am. All right. All right. So it is 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central. Wow. Oh my gosh. It doesn't feel like an hour and a half has gone
flew by.
It really did.
Flew by. Look,
I'm like looking at the clock, like, hold on a second. Is this right?
Yeah, when you got all this awesomeness in front of you, it's hard to keep track of time.
Well, like I say, when time flies when you're having fun. And I really do enjoy looking at your guys' projects.
Well, thank you for having us on.
Oh, definitely thank you guys for being here, especially when you weren't feeling very well, Jason. I really appreciate it. I really want you to get to that 10K. You're so close.
Thank you.
Every time I see it, I'm like,
there, man.
We're just like, I know, we're
so close.
So close. Like, I'll help, but I can't do the full to 10K, but I can contribute. Yes, right around the corner, Vulcan. Yes, definitely.
Thank you.
And I cannot wait for you to hit that goal. There should be like a big party, just massive.
We'll have a party on the Friday nights. And Animaine, Mad Ruth, your handles the scheduling for our show. Yep. So connect with him, and we'll get you on during your campaign.
Yes, actually, Mad Ruth, if you want to get your channel in the chat link or the link for your YouTube channel, so you can definitely do that. Definitely go subscribe to him. Definitely go watch his show. It is a lot of fun. It's a good time. Like, if you just want to laugh and have a good time, Mad Ruth, he's got a good show for that. Nice. Fantastic. I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but I'm not. Like,
I'm just excited. That's
I am. You guys have good stuff. Like, I'm being genuine. It is amazing stuff. It's just I have no other words to describe my feelings right now.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Missy. We need more energy like you, just in the world in general, but especially in this community. It is much needed. Yes.
I'm a huge introvert, so hearing that makes me happy. I'm like, all right, I didn't have extra caffeine, so if my energy is high today, yes, Jupiter, right there.
We'll get there, Vulcan.
Agreed.
We'll get there.
We will.
We're chipping away.
And just a reminder, Jupiter will ship within 24 hours, same with Soltech. And then we're going to wait for Behind the Blade to launch so we can all grab our goodies from there. You guys, again, thank you for coming out tonight. Thank you, everyone, for watching the videos and backing the comics and notifying the launches and everything else. Make sure to share these with people. And yes, the cars, I love them. Make sure to share these with people you know. And just saying, the holidays are coming up. And there is no better gift than an indie comic, because I'm going to tell you right now, that is a very unique gift to get. And I got one once. I'm like, oh my gosh, nobody knows about this but me. It's like bragging rights too. And because 90% of the time they're good, you get to share that with everybody else, and you become like the new collector of indie stuff. people like that. So yeah, go check all that stuff out. Prep for the holidays. These would make great gifts. And we will see you guys in the next Indie Takeover. Make sure to follow me on my YouTube to get notifications of that so you don't miss out. And thank you, Vulcan. Yay, I'm glad it was fun. All right, we're going to sign out here and call it a night. Everyone have a good night. Stay safe this week. We'll see you
Good night,
next time.
Thank you.
Deuces.